Is it Aiden O'Connell time yet? Okay, maybe we're pumping the brakes a little bit, or we need to pump the brakes on this a little bit. But after the Raiders' most recent loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night, we're kind of asking that question. So, yes, today we're doing our continuation of Standouts and Fizzouts, because everybody has their own version of it, whether it's winners, losers, risers, and fallers. Ours is Standouts and Fizzouts because players that stood out and other players that fizzled out. Because pop, we think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Needs to replace all water immediately. Immediately, no question. Let us know what you guys drink in the comment section down below. Is it that Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, that Diet Dr. Thunder in those bad times? Yes, doesn't matter what it is. Pop is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But anyway, let's jump right into it because today it's a rough Monday, but we're gonna spread our positivity anyways because it doesn't matter. We can still be happy about how things are going. So first off, first standout for me is Davante Adams. So this man absolutely had himself a day at 13 catches, $172 and 2 touchdowns. I understand that things are a little bit testy on this offense right now, especially with Jimmy G throwing 3 picks, but Davante Adams is just that dude. He just absolutely goes out there every single day. He goes out and earns it. He does his thing. It's just, at this point, it's not boring, but it's getting to that point. It's like just how great he is, because, I mean, between him and Justin Jefferson in the league, it's just like, it's 1A and 1A between those two. So Davante Adams had himself another big-time game. Jacoby Myers, really good to have him back in the lineup after being out last week with a concussion. 7 catches, 85 yards. Really, this offense, there's glimpses of how good this offense can be, and then there's the rest of it. And honestly, Jacoby Myers and Davante Adams, they seem to be some of the only bright spots on this team, other than with maybe we can get Josh Jacobs running the football. The defense, actually, we'll go back into Josh Jacobs. We'll get into the defense here in a second. So overall, he finished with 80 yards on the day. I would say this is his best running of the season, mainly because of a couple of late runs there late in the game that the Raiders did a couple of really nice draw plays that put him in a really good spot, put him one-on-one with a linebacker, and he did the rest. So really liked how they kind of incorporated him later in the game, so great job there. The defense, I know that the late game play calling, specifically when you send Nate Hobbs on a corner blitz on a one-on-one, when you put Marcus Epps in a spot where you're 2-on-1. It's not looking good. But overall, I think this defense played a lot better. They put pressure on Kenny Pickett. They stopped the run for the most part. The Steelers actually weren't that good on third down, 6 of 15, 0 for 0, and only had 17 first downs. And so, and they only allowed 333 all-purpose yards. They outgained the Steelers. So that's one thing there also. So this defense did its thing. Was it amazing? No, but it did more than enough to be able to help out the Raiders offense win this thing. And in the end, the offense didn't get it done. Max Crosby had himself another sack. This dude is just such a leader on this defense. It was going to be him and TJ Watt, the showdown we were all looking for, and it did not disappoint. I love me some Max Crosby. Just keep this dude in the silver and black for a really long time, please. Malcolm Koonce, to me, also had himself a pretty good game. Now, did miss a sack there on Kenny Pickett early in the game, but overall, if it wasn't between Max Crosby and Malcolm Koonce, this defensive end room for the Raiders, I don't even know at this point. Like, it just isn't good because nobody else is really doing anything. Malcolm Koonce, at least, is putting a little bit and winning with speed and a nice speed rip there. And he just seems to be, every time he gets in, he always puts pressure on the quarterback. He always makes the most out of his opportunities. So Malcolm Koonce, to me, has really earned himself another props for this week. The defensive aggressiveness, you saw it throughout the game. The Raiders were dialing up a lot of blitzes, even towards the end where we didn't agree with it, but we overall get it because, hey, you wanted to put Kenny Pickett in a spot where, hey, make him beat you, and unfortunately he did. But overall, this defensive aggressiveness was fantastic, even though I can't spell defensive, but it was, I really felt like the Raiders defense did a really nice job of dialing up the blitzes, putting themselves in good spots on one-on-ones and going from there, unless it was Jacorian Bennett on George Pickens. Not great. Nate Hobbs had himself another big-time day. Really was a leader in that secondary. They tried him early and often, and it just wasn't working. Now, Pat Freiermuth did get the best on some guys, but it wasn't Nate Hobbs. I really felt like Nate Hobbs continued to do his thing and really showed this defense and this team that he's a leader that needs to be reckoned with. Other than that, the run defense I felt was pretty good, kind of just up shooting from the hip here, but Robert Spillane had 7 tackles. Divine Diablo finished with 8, even though he did get beat on that Pat Freiermuth touchdown. That was kind of a nail in the coffin there at the end. Biola Nichols also had that big-time tackle on third down for that 3-and-out there early in the game. Had himself a pretty good game as well. So overall, this defense stepped up. I was pretty happy with how things went down. It's just a matter of, hey, this offense has got to find a way to win it at the end. As far as fizzouts, Jimmy G. For being a guy that takes care of the football, or allegedly takes care of the football, 28 of 44, 324, 2 touchdowns and 3 picks. So it wasn't even the fact that he was throwing interceptions. It was the fact in which how he was throwing the interceptions. Specifically, the one where he was trying to target Jacoby Myers. I think it was in the third quarter where Patrick Peterson got that pick. It was like he was standing flat-footed and he just kind of airmailed it a little bit. And I don't think actually he set his feet. The other picks, it was just... it's frustrating. It's frustrating for a guy that supposedly was a game manager, didn't really turn over the football, and now these last couple of weeks, he's thrown a couple of interceptions. It's been ugly, and yes, I know that he did come up with a couple of nice catches, but if it wasn't for Devontae Adams, Jimmy G would be in trouble. So absolutely, Jimmy G is a fizz out in this one. Is it Aiden O'Connell yet? I will repeat that question. Jermaine Illuminar got beat early and often against TJ Watt. I mean, you get it. It's going to happen. He's one of the best defensive ends in the game behind Max Crosby. But overall, Jermaine Illuminar got his lunch eaten by TJ Watt. It was rough to watch, and the Raiders didn't even give him really a whole lot of help. So I get it. Late game defensive play calling, specifically the play where you send Nate Hobbs on a corner blitz when you have a one-on-one type situation on the outside. Kenny Pickett. I mean, easy first down to basically win the game right there, or salt the game away, give away precious time that you just. I didn't get it. I understand you want to be aggressive. Send more linebackers. Don't send Nate Hobbs, who's been absolutely having himself a day in coverage. And I would much rather have Nate Hobbs with the game on the line in coverage than him blitzing. Marcus Peters got beat on that touchdown, that long touchdown by apparently, I didn't know this, but Calvin Austin III was a track star because this man exploded out of a cannon, and Marcus Peters. And also, I think Marcus Epps kind of got beat on that play. It is what it is. Great job by Kenny Pickett and the Steelers for drawing that one up. Tyree Wilson, I understand. We have been on the wagon train of we need to be patient with this kid. He's going to be special. We understand all of that. But when Malcolm Kuntz is on the field about the same reps, I think he got more snaps than Tyree Wilson. But overall, we're not seeing anything that even remotely resembles a little bit of hope with this guy. Like, he's okay in the run game, but it's just like there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more. I know he was sick earlier in the week too. We're going to extend the olive branch, make sure we're fair. But at the end of the day, we got to see more from Tyree Wilson. We just gotta. Jacorian Bennett got beat early and often against George Pickens. Wasn't great. Don't leave this man on one-on-one when you're trying to blitz. At least get him a little bit of blanket coverage over the top. If Divine Diablo got beat by Pat Freiermuth on that late game touchdown, that really did seal the game for the Steelers, or at least put the Raiders in a really tough spot. And then again, Hunter Renfrow usage and really the playmaker usage. Like Michael Mayer really showed me that he had that nice 2-point conversion catch, but also had that pick that was thrown right behind him, which again wasn't his fault. It really is Hunter Renfrow. It's Michael Mayer. It's the rest of these guys that need to get the ball more. So it's just this offense needs to figure it out in terms of distributing the ball more, but also at the same time, if Devontae Adams is getting it done, don't really care. But maybe I'm just nitpicking at this point. But hey, that's all we got at this point. Let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of our Raiders Standouts and Fizzouts segment. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Also, hey, let us know what kind of pop you guys drink in the comment section. Is it that Coke, Pepsi, I was going to say Diet Dr. Thunder, which is it, but also Mountain Dew. But let us know what you guys drink in the comment section down below. We're going to be happy about this. Hope everybody has a good Monday and everything. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think.